Hello, everyone. So in week 8, we move away from looking at the individual, the psychological aspects of students, and we move more into the sociological aspects, and specifically the organizations, the structures, and conditions that are needed to help assist in student success. And in this short screencast, I focus on George Koo's 7 Conditions of Student Success and how we assist in it as the student affairs professional. So, student success, as cited by Koo, is academic achievement, engagement in educationally affected activities, satisfaction and the acquisition of 21st century knowledge, skills, and competencies. So there are 7 conditions that create student success, and you've read about those in Chapter 14 in the Student Services Handbook. So the first one is that it continually embeds co-curricular activities and activities that enhance the quality of experiences for students. So all of us have mentioned activities that we do to enhance this. Several of you that work in the residence halls tend to do this on a daily basis. I bet you could name 10 activities right off the top of your head that you do. So number 2 is induct students into the campus environment. So we talked about this in our campus ecology model, and many institutions do this with the orientation. So this past summer, USM decided to do something different in which they required all incoming students to meet with a professional advisor over the summer. Now you're thinking, yeah, duh, why wouldn't everybody do that? Well, we've always done it before, but we did it in concert with an orientation. This year we made the orientation voluntary, but required them to come into this 2-hour advising session, which included all the things that a student needs to know. So the advisors just didn't talk about the courses that they needed to take and how to choose a major. They also included discussion about financial aid and the basics orientation to the college. And by the way, it was very successful. So number 3, if something works, make it campus-wide. Again, this is sort of like, yeah, of course you would do this. So I took this to heart recently with the new graduate professional development fee that all students now pay each semester. So in the past, I had developed a process for graduate students to apply for funds so they could attend conferences. And now this has been taken university-wide so that all students have an opportunity to be able to do professional development within their field. So the number 4 condition is develop early warning systems. Most institutions have some kind of early warning systems. I'm thinking of Judy in her work at SMCC. She probably has a system in place for this. So think about your own institution. What sort of systems do you have in place for early warning? And when I say early warning, what I mean is like halfway through a semester, you find that a student is struggling in a particular area. What sort of systems can you put right in place mid-semester to help the students be successful rather than finding out later on in a very reactive way by looking at their grades? So have faculty in close contact with students both inside and outside the classroom. I think we see this more and more. And I bet Kayla, Kathleen, and Tyler from UMF has some great examples of this about how they work with faculty. I know at USM, I think about all the internship and living and learning communities we have where we bring faculty and staff and students all together to help create student success. And then, of course, 6 is assess and evaluate what we do to foster student success. So one of the things George Koo is famous for is his NESSE assessment tool, which is a national survey of student engagement, which assesses different levels of student engagement by institution. So if you want to see USM results, you can see them just by going to this website. I've actually attached a short article in the forum that was written by George Koo about the results of what he saw nationwide from NESE. And so number 7, rework the system so students can actually adopt the culture. You know, how many times have we seen students struggle to figure out they need to drop a course, and it's after the add drop period? Who do they go to that can help them through that process? You know, you'd be surprised. It's usually what I call the family affair, where there's a whole group of us that have to get together and try to figure out how we can help this student drop the class with the least disturbance on their GPA or their financial aid. So I started to think about the jobs that you all have, and I was thinking about Randy, Judy, and Jesse, how they all help students through our system by being, I actually think this is a pretty good word, navigators for students, by helping them to get the resources and teaching them what they need to be successful in college. So as we think about our two big topics this week, student success and customer service, I want you to think about the ways that we contribute to student success, and then think about student service. Customer service, sorry. Are they intertwined? Should they be? Is customer service different in colleges than in businesses? Lots to think about, but these are really interesting questions to think about. Here's the resources, and now you can go to the discussion board and make sure that you read that really short opinion essay on lounging pools and how they contribute to student success. It's really interesting. Thanks for listening.